那可以了，不要问了，我就是这样了解一下就行。嗯，
好
好。
，OK，那老师可能应该来了。Good morning, everyone. Ajahn, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. สวัสดีค่ะ everyone.
สวัสดีครับอาจารย์
Thank you,
这样
Uh, Sarah, we could not hear you.
I'm having a few technical problems, so just be patient with me. So please carry on. I
Okay,
can't
it's
get
good.
my speakers to work. Okay.
It's good now. Okay.
Hello
Good morning,
everyone.
John.
สวัสดีครับท่านอาจารย์
Good morning John and Sarah
Okay. Richie has a question, so you wanna go ahead?
yes this morning I would like to discuss more about Sila and Metta. Uh, in Sila, not telling a lie is one of the Sila, and but sometimes being honest and not telling a lie might hurt other people's feeling. So in this case, is this still considered a meta? For example, if there is an elder who is having a stroke, somehow there is a bad news to tell her. So if we if we are honest and tell her the truth, it might hurt her and make her sickness deteriorate even more. So in this case, is it a meta to tell her the truth that even after knowing that it might hurt her even more? And if we don't tell her, thinking that it is a meta, is it not against the sila? Yes, that is my question. Thank you.
OK，那个慧来的问题呢，是想要提
I
出关
think
于
when there's
关于戒跟慈爱的问题哦，就说有时候我们为了不忍心伤害别人呢，我们可能会说一些不是真相的话。那这个时候是不是属于说谎而犯戒呢？可是其实我们出发点是慈爱的，我们是关心他的，我们是不希望他难过受伤的。所以后来举了一个例子，就是如果比如说有一个老人，他假设他中风了，那有一个坏消息。那你忍心告诉他吗？还是你其实不想告诉他？那这件事情，总之呢，你在说谎，有没有说出真相，跟有没有伤害他呢？你如果选择了不要伤害他，这样是慈爱还是犯戒？
I think that when there is confidence in what is true and what is honest and what is kusala, then no thought of telling a lie, because telling a lie is always a kusala, avoiding the truth.
首先呢，如果我们对什么是善呢、好、什么是善有信心的时候呢，我们是不会说谎的，因为说谎一定是不善。
This doesn't mean that one always just has to blurt out the news to say if, you're very sick or this is a stroke. Sometimes one may find other ways to speak or help the patient, but not telling a lie.
那么也许我们会碰到这种想要模糊带过为了不要伤害对方的这种话语哦，然后在那个时候可能说了一些似是而非的话，不是对的话。可是如果你对这个善有信心呢，不要去犯戒呢，你会找到别的方法去告诉他。
Whenever there's telling a lie, even what people call a white lie or justifying it or because it's better for the patient and on and on, actually it's never metta at those moments.
那么如果说我们为了怕伤害对方呢，我们讲了一些所谓的白谎，那其实他那个时刻不可能是慈爱的，因为那个时候的心是不善的，他不是说真话的。
And I think if we're the patient. We'll appreciate it when people speak kindly, act kindly, treat us kindly and truthfully, or at least staying silent. I don't think anyone wants to be told lies.
那我们当然是喜欢别人就是对我们仁慈的说话啊行为啊。那其实原则上没有人希望被骗，对不对？那所以你也可以保持沉默啊。
Maybe sometimes better for the person to know what is the situation so they can plan accordingly. But even if we don't wish to tell them, then we just keep quiet or say something else that is true and helpful without answering the question. But telling the lie is never the right way.
有时候你告诉他真相，他也可以根据这个真相早点做一些安排计划，或者是你如果不选择不要告诉他，你也可以不讲。那另外你也可以说一些其实是可能有帮助的真的话，而不用直接回答他的问题。
And I think when there's confidence in the truth, then one learns more and more skillful ways of helping the others without causing unnecessary distress, but without saying what is untruthful.
当我们对说真话、诚实的信心增加的时候呢，我们就越能够找出一些有技巧的，就是不会说谎，但是又可以说出真话，或者是帮助到对方的一些方式哦。
And gradually we learn to be more and more truthful to this moment, understanding what appears now, seeing now, hearing now, kindness now, compassion, and being truthful when saying what is not true. There can be understanding of what motivates it, whether it really is metta or true compassion or not.
那么逐渐的呢，我们对现在这一刻呢的法的真相也能保持真实哦，不管是在看、在听、慈爱或悲悯，那即使不是在说真话的那个时候的法，它也是可以被了解的。是什么样的法有了这个动机去说出不是真的话来？
One's habits become a little more skillful with understanding, so that there's less and less conflict, no thought of saying what is untrue, no matter what the situation is, more confidence that it's more beneficial to speak truthfully. And then others will trust one more as well, because they know that we will be speaking truthfully.
那么随着智慧呢，它开始会建立一个习性呢，因为对善的信心，对说真话的信心。那刚刚提到就是会逐渐的找到方式来说出话来。那对方也会更信任我们哦，因为我们其实也是慢慢的在建立这个就是说真话本身，它会变成一种你的话本身就带有一点权威性了。
And just a brief comment from me, Riddhi, because of the way you posed the question about telling a lie or speaking with metta. It's not, of course, always the case that telling the truth is. There are two issues here. One is whether one is telling the truth or telling a lie, and the other is whether or not there's metta. And so we can't say that it's metta to tell the truth, and because that's a different issue altogether, different consideration. We should not assume that telling the truth is metta, if you see what I mean. Thanks.
这边这样分享一下，就是说刚刚 会来的问题呢，其实有两个面向哦，一个是你说的话是不是真的，一个是你对对方是不是有这种关爱哦。那这两个其实不一定要混在一起哦。其实因为我想这样的意思应该就是说，你可能是对他有关爱的，那但是因为那个心的生命太快了，所以有时候的心是有关爱的，心又说谎了，也犯戒了。对，但这两个不用混在一起，这两个其实是不抵触的哦。后来你有没有什么想法？
Yes, thank you, John and Sarah. The explanation is very clear. And uh, like John just mentioned, firstly, before I raise the question, I seem to equalize the telling the truth and meta together. So that's a good point to raise, and I appreciate that. And also, like Sarah mentioned about, if we really have a meta, we will try to tell the truth with techniques. We will try to come up with some techniques to tell the truth to the others so that the impact is less. So that is the uh, another another deeper level of the meta. Yes, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
John, would you feel like to comment further?
No more words because the answer is so very clear and very useful that should be accumulated and enroute to have the right way to use, to say, to do at any moment at the right time by conditions. Without such understanding as what it said, how can there be the understanding of what is good and proper and useful and very beneficial? See, that's why all the truths are so very, very helpful beyond anything else.
老师这边的意思呢是，有没有智慧了解什么才是有利益的？好，那当然这个智慧有没有这个智慧本身也是因缘条件的。那如果智慧能够了解的话呢，知道什么才是真正有利益的？比如说这个例子里面，你就是会说真话，就是说你即使你要么就不讲，可是你讲的话，你就要说真的。你对这个的信心呢，有没有真的了解所带来的信心？这个是非常有利益的。
Thank you, Ajahn.
嗯嗯，好。那关于刚刚这个话题呢，就是你在有些状况下，你会有习惯性去说白谎，那本身的背后其实还是你不喜欢看到。好，OK，我 I just following the question of Riti. So for people who want to tell a lie or they mixed telling a lie, the white lie as meta, and why is that? Why would people get confused?
Because no understanding of what is the truth and what is very beneficial.
刚刚是问老师说，为什么我们很容易把关爱别人跟说白谎这样混在一起了呢？那老师的意思就是说，混在一起很困惑，是因为不了解真相。Okay.
I just, Vincent, if I could just make a point here, with I've heard it mentioned a couple of times, this idea of white lying. We don't talk about white killing. We don't talk about white stealing. You know, a lie is a lie is a lie, and it's always a kusala.
OK，刚刚孙主他分享了他的看法，就是 白谎，我们常常会用白谎这个字来支持我们没有说真话。那可是我们不会说白杀，对不对？白的杀生的时候，或者是偷东西的时候，我们不会冠以一个白这个字来净化它，让它变干净了。所以说谎就是说谎哦，就是杀，就是这些都是不善的。
Without understanding at this moment, this confusion about everything, justifying, telling the lies as being compassion and metta and helping the others. And then at the other extreme is the idea of blurting out the truth about whatever the situation is as being truthful. So both of these ideas are completely wrong. Actually, no metta, no consideration in either case.
那所以就说，因为不了解现在啊、因为不能够了解现在这一刻的真相，因此会有很多事情都是困惑的，或者是全部混在一起的，就会把这些刚刚提到的，就是把其实说谎啊，把它误以为是关爱悲悯对方啊，这些混在一起。那刚刚也就是说比较极端的话，就是你以为，就是你会认为你的这样子其实都是为了别人好的一种极端，以为它都是真的哦。
For a simple example, if someone says, "Oh, do I look nice in this dress?" Just to say, "Oh no, you look terrible," is not kind or considerate. Or to say, "Oh, it looks beautiful," when it doesn't, is not considerate either. So one can just find a skillful way to help the person without either of these wrong ideas about being kind and considerate.
那 Sarah 她举了一个例子哦，就是有人问你说：“我今天这个衣服穿起来看起来怎么样啊？”那你心里面觉得它看起来很不好看，可是如果你直接就说它看起来非常糟糕，或者是你骗他说：“啊，你这个看起来还不错，还蛮漂亮的。”这两个极端都不对哦，会找到一个方式去不说谎，但是也不要去伤害对方。
And it's just the same with someone who is sick. One doesn't have to say, "Oh, actually, you're really ill and dying." And one doesn't have to say, "Oh, you're fine. Everything is going to be okay." One can just find a skillful way to help with metta that is truthful too.
另外一个例子就是，如果有人他生病了，那你不用跟他说啊，你糟糕了，你其实快死了。好，那另外一个极端就是你也不用跟他讲说啊，你其实没事的，放心，会找到一个方式、一些话去真的帮助到他的。
For example, one could say, "Oh, I think the dress you wore yesterday suits you better." Or if you take the medicine that has been prescribed, it will help your situation. One finds other ways that are more beneficial. It has to be the right time.
比如说，第一个例子呢，你可以回答说：“哦，你昨天穿的那件衣服其实更适合你。”那第二个例子就是说，你也许可以说，你就是要照医生的指示吃药，对你会有帮助。所以，我们是可以避免这两个不同的极端的，但在对的时间讲。
I think last time, Riti, we had a discussion. You were asking about kusala and akusala, what makes the chitta kusala and akusala. And we had a discussion about now understanding this moment. So this is the way that all the answers are provided by understanding now, understanding the chitta now. Kusala or akusala or unknown, but being truthful to this moment, learning a little more about whether it is what is said is with kindness and consideration or not. Without the truthfulness and understanding, there can't be any idea. So there are always going to be wrong ideas about what is kind and what is considerate and what is compassion.
那么上个星期呢，跟慧来这边有提到一个关于善跟不善呢，也就是说那个心呢是善还是不善？那关键还是回到，如果不能够了解现在这一刻呢，那就会常常有这些困惑哦。那但是为了要了解现在这一刻呢，除了智慧以外，另外就是我们这个诚实真实啊，对这一刻如果不真实的话，那是不会了解现在这一刻的。
For example, usually attachment is taken to be metta when it's one's family members and one would like them to be happy and like them to be well. It's taken for metta, but usually, most of the time, because it's one's dear ones, it is attachment.
那么通常呢，在我们的亲人、家人、亲爱的人呢，通常会把贪爱误以为是慈爱哦。我们希望他快乐，我们希望他好，我们在为他着想。其实那个是我们对他们的执取，那是一种贪爱，可是我们却把它当成慈爱了。
And similarly with compassion, we feel sad, we feel so sorry that the dear ones are sick and we are grieving for them. And we take this for being compassion, but the feeling sorry is dosa, with unpleasant feeling. It's not compassion at all.
那么同样的哦，不管就是我们的家人或者是其他，我们看到感觉到难过的时候呢，我们会以为我们是在悲悯对方哦，这是一种悲悯哦。但是事实上，那个难过、那个不愉快的感受的那时候呢，其实是有嗔恨这个法在的，是不喜欢目前的经验的。所以那个时候并不是真正的悲悯哦，悲悯是不会难过的。
We can speculate about what kind of chitta there is in this or that situation, but actually it can only be known now. And the point is, there are different dhammas arising and falling away. None of them belong to you or me or anyone. It's not my metta or my compassion or anyone's goodness or badness.
如果不能够累积这个了解现在这一刻的累积呢，那么我们总是在推测各种情境呢、各种情况下是什么样的品质的心呢？那但是现在的法，不管是升起的是有慈爱也好，有贪爱也好，它升起就灭去了，它并不是你的或是谁的哦，它是缘起的法，它不是有主人的。
So if there's no understanding of the nature of metta when it arises, when it appears now, there won't be any understanding of metta at another time. And the same with the attachment now, the near enemy. If it's not known now, how will it be known later?
如果现在有没有 meta， 有 meta 升起，什么是 meta？ 它的本质是什么？好，那如果现在都不能了解的话，那怎么会在别的时间能够了解呢？贪爱也是一样哦。也就是说，现在这一刻都不能了解，那为什么其他时间可以去推测或去了解？
And what about the seeing now? What about the hearing now? At these moments, no metta, no attachment, no compassion, just different realities arising, performing their functions and falling away.
那关于现在这一刻有没有在看呢？有没有在听呢？看的时候，听的那些时刻都没有慈爱哦，那个时候不会有慈爱的。
The more understanding there is of what appears now, the less thinking, the less speculating about what is the truth in the hospital or at work or in different situations.
所以最重要的是现在的法现在出现了是什么法在那里呢？而不是去推测、去想要分析其他情境，比如在医院啊什么才是真的这种推测情境的分析哦。
Gradually, the habit of considering wisely about what is true at this moment becomes a little more embedded, just little bit by little bit. So there's gradually less trying to work out the truth by thinking of one situation after another.
所以就是逐渐的一点一点的来累积这种如理作意现在这一刻的真相。这件事情本身呢，当然就慢慢减少，去做一些情境的分析啊。后来你刚刚不是要讲话哈？
It's very clear and helpful. Thank you very much, Sarah. 然后我刚才师兄有提到那一点，我觉得是很重要的，就是所谓不想把真相告诉别人还是因为自己不喜欢，所以这一点也是很重要的。谢谢。
Ricky was just saying the motivation actually not to tell the truth is because one does not like it, not like what would happen when the others know the truth.
Because of the attachment, one's attachment to the others and the unpleasant feeling that will follow. So it's not true metta or consideration.
所以当我们不忍心告诉对方的时候呢，对对方是有，我们把它当成关爱，其实是一种贪爱哦。那我们也不喜欢他，也不喜欢那个他难过的时候，我们自己的不愉快的感受。
One thinks one is thinking out of kindness for the other, but actually is clinging to one's own pleasant feeling and what will be convenient for oneself.
所以，其实我们以为我们在关爱的时候呢，其实基本上很可能就是在贪爱自己的愉悦的感受，在什么状况下会比较方便呢？这个讲法会比较方便，我们比较不会有不愉快，或者会比较愉快。
Thank you, Sarah. That is very on the point.
And we've discussed how we understand that what is unpleasant is dukkha and dangerous, the painful feeling, the unpleasantness. But what about the pleasantness? It's also dangerous because there's clinging to it, wanting it to stay, but it cannot stay. It has to fall away. It's also dukkha.
那么我们也提到过，就是说这些我们一般会把这个不愉悦、不舒服呢，当然是等于是苦嘛。但是我们忘了，其实在愉悦的时候呢，它是危险的，它成为贪爱执取的对象。可是愉悦本身这个法也是苦的哦。
We wish to avoid unpleasantness and try hard to avoid unpleasantness. And so it leads to all kinds of akusala because of not understanding the truth that the pleasant moments have to fall away. Sickness has to arise. There have to be different moments of kusala and akusala vipaka throughout the day. Life is like this. So only understanding can lead to confidence in the truth. No thought of telling a lie with the wrong idea that this is somehow helpful.
所以因为追求想要愉悦的感受，跟想要很努力的避免不舒服哦，这个习性会带来各种各样的不善的言行哦。那就是因为不了解真相，不了解这些善的业报、不善的业报一定会发生的，他们升起就灭去了这些，并没有被了解啊。那也只有智慧才能够真的了解这些事情。
Thank you, Sarah.
大壮或者是谁有没有什么相关的问题？ 关于在日常生活中的这些刚刚提到的。
其实我还有一个问题，可是先让大家如果有问题的话可以提出来，如果没有的话，我再提我的问题。
OK，慧来他有另外一个问题哦，但是他是说有没有谁想先问的？大家有问题的可以先。那如果没有的话，他就继续问他的第二个问题。Yes, maybe you could go ahead. I think.
Yes, thank you. I would like to discuss more. I have a new question, which is about the danger of the akusala. What Sarah, John, and Ajahn always stress is the akusala is very dangerous because it leads to akusala vipaka and it can lead to unhappy rebirth. So it is very dangerous. And I would like to discuss more about the danger because for me, I don't really realize the danger even after hearing about this. I don't have a sense of urgency to really focus or to really having much that effort to uh, eradicate the akusala. So I think it is because I don't really see the danger, and that is because of moha. So I would love to hear more about the danger of akusala. Thank you.
后来的问题是说呢，老师们呢会讨论就是危险的，不善是危险的。那基本上后来是说他并没有看到，他们并没有急迫性哦，他并没有一种急迫性要根除这些不善法，因为这些不善危险是因为它会带来，比如说投身在恶趣啊或不痛苦的果报，这他本身并没有这种急迫性要去处理它，所以他想要多讨论一下不善的危险。
I think that's a very good question, Riti, and I think we're all in the same position as you explained, that although we understand at a certain level that akusala is dangerous, yet there is not the real appreciation of that in daily life when there is, for example, attachment to food that is liked, just to take one example.
那么这是一个好问题哦。那其实我们都是有这样子的问题的，就说你即使知道它是危险的时候呢，不代表你就可以不会有它了。比如说在一天之中呢，你吃到好吃的时候，那个时候的贪爱，那时候有贪爱啊。我们知道贪爱是危险的，可是那个时候你也不见得会真的意识到，或者是真的知道贪爱是危险的。
So the appreciation of the truth of that statement comes only with the development of understanding, because I think we can appreciate, for example, that strong dosa is dangerous because it can condition harsh speech or some kind of violent bodily action, things that one might regret later. That much can be appreciated, but the lesser levels of akusala are not seen as being dangerous.
那要真的知道这些不善的危险呢，真的看清楚他们，当然是需要累积的建立起来的智慧，才能真的看得很深哦。但是但是有些不善法，比如说嗔恨哦，就是我们都知道愤怒呢可能会伤害别人，会讲出一些伤害别人的话，或者是有一些伤人的行为哦。那这个是容易被知道它是危险的，但是有一些不善法是不容易看到的。
I think, though, we can start by saying that kusala is always preferable to akusala. just that simple consideration is a way to begin thinking about this.
那么我们可以在讨论思考善跟不善呢，我们可以从一个简单的一个开始哦，就是善是比不善要更受欢迎、更好的。
But because kusala is beneficial to oneself or to others or to both, whereas akusala is harmful to oneself, to others, or both. The fact that we may not be able to actually see the harm that does result from subtle akusala, from the lesser forms of akusala, doesn't mean that it's not going to, it doesn't mean that it's any less harmful.
那善呢？它为什么叫善？因为它是健康的，它是有益于自己跟对方或彼此的。那不善呢？它是有害的，它是伤害自己、对方或者两个都伤害的。好，那有些不善呢，它比较细微哦，它比较细微，不代表它就比较不危险哦，只是我没有看到它的危险而已。
And secondly, we can also have some appreciation of when it's said that all kusala supports the development of understanding. So likewise, all akusala is not a support, is a hindrance to the development of understanding, even though, again, we may not be able to exactly say in what way kusala supports the understanding of present moment realities, but we can appreciate that the person who has developed kusala is more likely to have support in the development of understanding.
那么所有的善呢，所有的善它都可以是支持智慧培养、智慧的建立哦。那么当然对应过来的所有的不善呢，都是一种阻碍智慧的建立。那我们也许没有办法很精准的说出来，这些善是在以什么时候、什么样的方式来支持智慧的培养建立，但是这些善的累积培养呢，这个习性呢，它是会帮忙智慧的建立的培养的。
So, accordingly, all akusala is harmful, that is, it's not beneficial. And if it's not beneficial, it has to be harmful. And if we're talking about danger, then actually all conditioned realities.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I lost you for
right.
a few seconds.
Okay, let me go back again. So, just as all kusala is beneficial, all akusala is harmful. And if we want to talk about danger, then in fact all conditioned realities are said to be dangerous. It's one of the aspects of the characteristic of dukkha that pertains to all conditioned realities.
OK，所以我们刚刚提到这些不善法它是危险的嘛，那善法它是有益的，可是更深一步、更进一步，佛陀的教导是这些法都是生灭的哦，所以它们其实都是危险的，都是苦哦。
Again, this is something that requires a level of understanding to appreciate. But we can consider different ways in which conditioned realities are dangerous without having developed that understanding. But we should not expect to see directly the harm of mild akusala or the danger of conditioned realities because the understanding is not sufficiently developed.
那 要能够看到连善法都是危险，所有的缘起的法升起就灭去了，所以是苦，都是危险的。这是需要一定的智慧的，要能看到连善都是危险的。但我们也不能强迫自己，一定要看清楚，连善法都是危险的，因为智慧还不够。那能够知道不善法是危险的，对善法有信心，这个就已经是也需要足够的智慧。
In the suttas, the Buddha is quoted as saying, when he describes the person who is developing the path and has developed the path already to quite a degree, that such a person sees danger in the slightest fault, in the merest agusla. And that is because that person has already developed understanding to that degree. But what's important is that the understanding in question is the understanding of the nature of conditioned realities. Thinking about the possible harm of agusala is not the same as developing understanding, and it's not consideration at the level of the understanding of the nature of present moment realities. So what is important is the development of understanding of those realities appearing now.
那么在经典里面呢，我们会看到佛陀描述那些培养正道或者是已经建立正道的人呢，要看到最细微的不善哦。好，那是因为那些人已经有一定程度的智慧了哦。那这里最关键的一点就是说，当看到不善法的危险，跟了解法的本质跟真相，这个不是等号哦，这不一样哦。就说现在正道的培养是了解现在出现的法的本质。那如果说这个不善，你只是关心不善法的，知道它的危险跟了解它是什么，这是不一定是，它是不是等号的。
And just a final point, that we should not confuse the seeing danger in the slightest fault with the notion of trying to have less agusala, because that is not what the Buddha was saying. He wasn't saying if kusala arises, it should be quashed or subdued, suppressed. He was saying that it's the understanding that has been developed to that degree.
所以当佛陀描述说看到那个最细微的不善的时候呢，他并不是要我们说有不善的时候身体要去打压它，不要让它升起哦。他是在描述，因为有足够建立的智慧呢，就会有那样子看到比较细微的，连最细微的不善的危险都可以看得到哦。那所以这件事情，因为你如果很关心不善的危险，背后其实常常会有希望它减少哦。但这件事情跟培养正道是不一样的事情了。你正道的智慧在了解的时候，他并不会去考虑这件事情，就是说，因为都是可以成为被了解的对象。
Yes, just very briefly, and then I'm sure John will have more to add, but understanding the danger of accumulating akusala. For example, we just talked about the clinging, which leads to telling lies because of one's attachment to the other. It's dangerous. It leads to more and more unwholesomeness, which harms oneself and the others. This is quite the opposite of, this understanding is quite the opposite of focusing and making an effort to eradicate defilements, because this is just more clinging with wrong view when one tries so hard. It's not the understanding.
嗯哼，那么关于这个不善的危险呢，它不善升起的时候，它是累积的哦，所以它会继续累积这个不善的习性哦。所以以刚刚那个说白谎的例子来讲，我们因为贪爱对方，因为不希望他受伤，这件事情其实是一种不善的动机哦，在说白谎。那我们努力的去以为是在为对方好，可是我们是在累积不善的力量哦。那这跟真的了解不善，让它慢慢消除，这是完全不同的。
Just a couple of comments, if I may, Riti, also regarding your question, which I thought was a very good one. Also, there cannot be greater wisdom than there are conditions for at any particular moment. We all have different accumulations. Our appreciation of truth and living the higher life, so to speak, will always come down to the present moment. The more understanding there is about present time reality, the less conditions there will be for, just thinking how I can put this well, the more the understanding grows, the better appreciation of the danger of a kusala. But that's a very, very gradual process, and there cannot be more conditions than there are conditions for. It's just the nature of things. It's part of the whole idea of anatta. There will not be, as much as we may like to see the danger in these different levels of akusala. See, the Pali word, just a brief comment there. I'm realizing, of course, I need to translate this, Vince, and I'm going on a bit too much here. So I'll leave it at that before I continue.
刚刚孙主要分享的是呢，他第一开始是在讲那个语言哦，这个时候缘起了多少？这个时候如果智慧缘起，你不可以，你没有办法要的比他更多了。就是说，这个智慧如果只到这个程度，它就不会比这个程度更高了嘛。所以说，当然这个的意思就是说，也只有了解现在法这个的智慧的累积呢，才会越来越知道这个细微的不善的危险啊。那但是同时你也要知道，这些都是阿那达，这些都是不受控制的法，这些法它的升起呢是不被你我决定的哦。
Yes, so as much as we may like there to be a better appreciation of the danger, this contradicts the nature of things in many respects.
好，所以总之呢，那个重点还是因为了解现在的法的这件事情，它才能够逐渐的看到不善的危险，才能够慢慢真的消除哦。那就像刚 OK。
So appreciating truth will grow the more we appreciate and understand it by learning to know what is real and what is not at any particular moment. Because we're often caught up with very easily in the conceptual world, which is understandable because we'll have accumulations for that kind of territory, but it may not always be particularly helpful, and it'll always come back again and again to present time reality.
好，那最后这边他强调就是说，我们其实很容易被陷入其他的情境故事里啊，然后因此一直忽略现在正在生灭的法，现在正在生灭的法。
And just a point also, there is a really wonderful sutta, but again, the very, very wonderful sutta in the Majjhima Nikaya called the Ambalattika Rahulawada Sutta, where the Buddha speaks very graphically to his son Rahula about the dangers of telling lies, about the pitfalls and how self-destruction is involved. And there are a couple of very powerful metaphors, the upama, that are given to Ananda by his father, the Buddha, which can be very helpful. But ultimately, even when we read and understand that sutta, the Ambalattika Rahulawada Sutta, unless there is the development of truth as it truly is in this particular moment, that deeper appreciation of the dangers of a kusala will not happen.
好，那这边孙主他分享了哈，就是在经典里面呢，那个 Rahula 哈，就是佛陀的亲生儿子啊，有一部经典是在描述佛陀告诉他这个说谎的危险啊，好，说谎是非常危险的。那不过总之呢，如果不能够了解现在的法，不管是善法还是不善法，那是不可能真的很清楚的知道不善法是危险的。
Yeah, that's all, Vince. I mean, Tanajan, I know I jumped in there, but I'm sure Tanajan has got something which will be valuable for us to hear from her.
John, any comment on the danger of akusala that Riti raised?
Yes, but we have to understand each word and understand it a little more as it is. Are we now talking about danger? Yes. What is it? See, we just talk about danger, but what is it? If we don't know, how can we understand what we're talking about? So what is danger?
好，那个会来提的是不善法的危险哦。那老师要先讨论的是什么叫危险？什么叫做危险？
Yes, Ajahn.
Yes, what danger?
I think danger refers to the consequence that is unpleasant, that is harmful to both self and others.
So again, what is that you're talking about just then? Unpleasant moment or what?
好，在会来回答的时候，我先翻译一下哈，就是会来回答老师什么叫危险呢？就是对自己、对他人都会带来没有利益的伤害性，这个是危险。那老师继续问哦，那这是什么意思？就说这个是危险吗？这个是什么？
It it could hurt self and others.
Yes, but what is it which hurts?
The karma.
And when it's pleasant, does it hurt?
Yes, it also hurts when it is pleasant.
So in truth, what is danger? What is the meaning of danger? And what is a danger?
The danger is the cycle of birth and death in samsara.
We have to keep on considering about whatever is there by questioning, considering more and more in order to understand the truth right now. So you say that birth is dangerous, is that right? Or is a danger? Birth?
好，我先翻译一下哈。那个刚刚老师就是一再的问说，那你说是危险，那个他是危险，那个他是什么？那后来说是法嘛，法是即使是老师就讲愉快的法也是对，同意了，愉快的法其实也会是危险的哦。那后来继续提到这个在轮回中一再的出生死亡、出生死亡这件事情的轮回，它本身是个危险的。所以现在进入老师问他说，为什么就是出生是危险的？
So now it's time to have a little more understanding of what is birth or what's born.
It is a danger because it is a dukkha.
Yes, but what is it that you said birth is danger? What is that, birth?
Birth is um, nama and rupa that arise and falls away.
So what do you mean by nama and rupa?
Nama is that which experience, and rupa is that which is experience.
Is it there now?
Yes, Ajahn, it is there now.
Is it dukkha now?
It should be dukkha, but I don't really because of wrong view and moha. So the feeling of dukkha about nama and rupa is not that strong.
So can anyone tell a little more about at moment of birth, what is that? To be danger.
OK，老师刚刚这段对话呢，基本上在说出生呢、那刚刚慧兰是说出生是苦的，是危险，是因为它是苦的。老师就问他为什么？那因为那个时候是有民法设法在生灭，那所以是苦的。那老师就继续问，那现在有没有民法设法？有，那现在有苦吗？那后来是说现在应该有，但是并没有知道现在的法的生灭是苦哦。那老师现在回到出生那一刻，有什么法？
At the moment of birth, there is dukkha.
Just remember, what at that moment is dukkha. And why is dukkha? And when you say that birth is dukkha, so there cannot be dukkha when there's no birth, right?
Yes, Ajahn.
So dukkha is the birth of what? Which is dukkha?
The birth of karma.
At birth, what is there?
A birth of Dhamma. Richie said Dhamma.
Karma.
Huh?
The birth of karma.
So at birth, what is there? Karma or what?
Yes, Ajahn, karma.
What is karma again, please? That's why we have to learn to understand that which has been hidden quite so long time ago, to understand the truth of each moment. Without understanding what is there now, can there be the understanding of any moment? Impossible. That's why learn to understand. When we talk about danger, what is it? So now we don't talk about danger now, but what is there now to understand whether it's dangerous or danger or not? If you don't know what is there, how can there be any danger?
好，刚刚那一段对话的问答呢，基本上是在讨论出生为什么讨论说出生是危险，出生是苦呢？那老师反问，那如果没有出生就不会有苦了，对不对？那还是回到为什么？那在出生的时候是什么出生呢？那后来刚回答是伽马，我刚听成是达玛，就是在那一刻是业带来的出生嘛。可是那时候被生出来的是什么？是法嘛？因为法生出来它就要灭掉，所以它是苦的。那这件事情，老师的重点，刚刚的重点是说，如果你不能够了解现在这一刻的法，那你就没有办法真的了解其他的时刻了。
So right understanding is not just understanding the meaning of the word, but the truth of what is there from moment to moment.
所以智慧呢，它正确的了解不是只有在文字上，而是现在真的正在发生的真相哦，这些法的真相。
So before talking about danger, what is there now?
那我们在讨论危险哦，什么在那里？
Usually we just talk about the story the way it is, but not the moment when it's there can be known little by little as it is.
那通常我们只是在讨论而已哦，而没有真的一点一点的真的了解现在在那里的法，它的真相。
We didn't talk about just what is the story of something, but we're talking about the truth of what is there now. No matter what we talk about, danger or whatever, what is there now?
所以即使好像我们在讨论的是故事哦，或什么情境哦，但是它背后在真的要去了解的，还是在那里的法是什么？
If we don't know, and we just say it's danger, but we don't know what is it. So how can there be the understanding that it is dangerous or danger?
所以我们可能会说，哦，它是危险的。可是我们真的知道为什么是危险吗？当我们在讲什么是危险的时候，
And this is the beginning to understand what is there little by little as it is, which is not known yet.
这是为什么我们要讨论呢？一点一点的慢慢去知道那个目前我们都还不了解的真相。所以，未来那，你刚是想问那个不善的危险吗？你有没有什么要继续问的？还是
很清晰，所以老师的问题是，就是好像简简单单的几个问题就可以把所有的情境故事回到现在，所以我觉得很感激。Yes, thank you, Ajahn. Thank you for the questions, and it really helps me to think and consider more about the importance of what is there now.
We talk a lot about this moment. So now, what is there now that we have talked about? Is it there now?
Yes, Ajahn, it is there now.
Okay, what is it which is there now to be known before there can be the understanding of danger?
There is attachment now.
To what?
Now I'm in my room with the air conditioner on, and I'm now being attached to the temperature.
Without feeling pleasant or realizing the truth that there must be a reality which can experience the coldness. Can there be the feeling that you are in the room and there's the what are there? It is little by little. What are there now? Not just only that, right?
OK， 我先翻译一下哈，就是刚刚那段对话是关于法的生灭是危险的哈。那所以老师问他现在在那里，在那里的他的生灭，在那里的这是什么？那会来说贪爱哦，老师说贪爱什么？那会来说贪爱那个他现在在房间里面冷气是开着的，所以他现在是对于现在的温度是贪爱的。那老师的意思就是说，一定有个什么法在那里，有没有愉悦的感受等等，它会成为你贪爱的对象。
If we don't keep on talking about what is there now, there cannot be any understanding of what is there in any moment at all.
如果不能够真的了解现在在那里的是什么，对这个法，现在的法都没有慢慢的了解，是不可能了解其他时刻的。
So it's time now not to forget what has been heard before about the truth of each moment. What is there?
所以是如理作意哦，培养这个如理作意，现在什么在那里？
The most hidden truth.
这个是最被隐藏的真相。现在的法就在这里，它是被藏起来的，被无名掩盖藏起来。
It's there now. We have talked about that which is there anytime, any moment, from birth to death.
所以它在那里吗？从出生到现在到死亡哦，有，这法在那里哦。
Yes, Ajahn, there is.
What? There's what?
Yes, there is Dhamma from birth until now.
What kind of Dhamma we are talking about from birth?
The attachment.
At moment of birth, is there
Yes, Ajahn.
That's not what Buddha said.
后来老师是说，出生那一刻的第一刻有贪爱吗 ？The moment of birth. You say
at the moment of birth, there is no attachment.
So see, from not understanding the truth, becoming to have a little more understanding that at birth there is no attachment. And then that's not enough. Why not? If we don't know what it is, we cannot know why.
那刚刚就是慧来回答老师说呢，是的，什么在那里？从出生到现在啊，都有法在那里，在生命啊。那老师问什么法？慧来说是贪爱。那老师问出生的那一刻，那刚刚有一点理清楚，出生那一刻是没有贪爱的。好，那老师问说，那一刻有什么？所以你会知道，其实那一刻是没有贪爱的。
Because at the moment of birth, there is only Padesanti Chitta, and the attachment arise after there is 6 doorways, which come after the Padesanti Chitta.
That is the story. But what about one moment to another moment. For example, what is there when there's no attachment? What is there at moment of birth? For every life in any plane, the truth is the truth. What is there at birth? No matter cat, dog, fish, human being, deva.
那么老师呢，他是用一种排除法，就说你为什么说出生那一刻没有贪爱呢？那贪爱什么时候有是另外一回事哦。但是出生的那一刻呢，什么在那里，有什么法在那里，所以你就知道了。不管你是在任何界啊，不管你是鱼啊、猫啊、狗、人、天人，它都是一样的哦，那一刻是不会有贪爱的。那是什么在那里？
Karma is there.
Dhamma or Kamma?
Karma.
Kamma. What is Kamma?
Karma is karma is like the seeds that is created by the kusala and kusala that is brought forward from past lives.
Can we say that they are all names? But what about the characteristic or the reality of that, each one as it is?
那刚刚的主题是在那个出生那一刻有什么法在那里啊？那后来回答业啊，那老师就问他什么是业，后来说业就好像是种子啊，我们讲的善因啊，不善的因啊，在未来会带来果报。那老师继续问，就是那个每个法的特征是什么？那个业的特征是什么？
The characteristics of karma is anicca, dukkha, anatta.
What does it mean?
It means karma is impermanent. It is dukkha and it is not self.
Is only Kamma permanent, not permanent?
All the dhammas are not permanent.
That's why we have to learn more about the truth, the absolute truth of the characteristic, which is Kamma, or which is whatever we have learned or talked about, the nature of it. So just talk about the first moment of whatever in hell or human being, or what is there? Birth.
好，那刚刚提到就是业的特征呢，后来回答就是无常、苦、无我。那老师就问他什么意思啊？那当然就是不是恒常的，那他不可能满足的，以及他不是我。但老师的意思就说，其实不止业有这个特征嘛，这个基本上是所有生灭法的特征都有无常、苦嘛，所以要进一步的了解。不过回到第一刻出生的时候，在那一刻的时候有什么法在那里？
Because the Padesanti Chitta is the Chitta that is brought forward from the last Chitta from past life. So its object is the object of the last Chitta in past life as well.
That's why we learn just to understand the meaning of each word, but what about the truth, the nature of that very moment? is there anything real at moment of birth or just a name? When we talk about the definition of a word, it seems like we can understand that. But the characteristic, the reality, the truth of it, is it true? Is it real? Is it there? What is it? There is birth, everyone knows. But what is that moment? What is there at that very moment to be birth?
基本上刚刚后来有提到，就是说结生心呢，在生命中的那一刻的心，结生心，它的所缘是跟上一世最后是有关的，其实是塑形心哦，最后一个塑形心的所缘。但是现在老师的重点是，我们在讨论法的时候呢，因为我们很容易只是在文字上而已哦，而不是真的了解现在那个法，好，或者是那个时候那些法，你怎么知道是那些法？那后来其实老师在问的是这一刻那一刻有什么？你说有民法设法嘛？那你能不能除了结生心以外，好，那比如说还有哪些设法，或者是哪些心所？
So the beginning of understanding the truth, there has to be understanding what is there at moment of birth. Otherwise, no understanding of it. Just talk about it. Is it real? Is it there? A moment of birth. But what is there at moment of what we say, what we call birth?
There are also 7 Jatasikas that accompany the Padasanti Chitta.
So again, please, what is Padasanti and Chitta?
我们在讨论，刚后来提到，就是那个时候还有其他7个心所，其实不止哦。那个老师先确认结生心，因为我们现在讨论那个时候有心所设法。那个结生是什么意思？什么是 patisanti？ 那什么是心
？Chitta is that which experience, and Padasanti is the first chitta of a life. Yes.
From previous moment, right? As usual, anytime.
From past life.
So it is the exact moment after death, right?
Yes, Ajahn.
So again, a little more. What is death? Because we use the term death and birth, but what is the truth of it? Is there any reality?
我们在讨论第一课的心叫结生心哦。那什么是心呢？心就是那个主要去经验的法，对不对？然后什么叫结生呢？结生是跟上一世有关系的，它是从上一世连接过来的，所以不是每一刻都跟上一世有关系哦。这一刻的那第一课的那个结生，是因为上一世一死亡之后，就立刻有这个新的下一世的第一个心结生心哦，所以它是跟上一刻的死亡紧紧连接的。那老师接下来就问哦，那你说死亡，什么叫死亡？
Death is the arising and falling away of Chitta and Rupa at every moment.
So again, please a little bit. What is Chitta?
Chitta is that which experience. It arises and falls away and will be followed by a new Chitta immediately.
Is the Chitta right now?
Yes, Ajahn, there is Chitta right now.
What is that? What Chitta is that right now?
There is hearing right now.
So at moment of hearing, without that which experiences sound, any moment in life, can that appear, which that which is experienced appear like sound?
the sound cannot appear without citta.
Is there still hearing now?
Yes, Ajahn, there is hearing now.
At moment of seeing, is there hearing?
No. At the moment of seeing, there is only seeing.
And at moment of hearing, is there seeing?
No. At the moment of hearing, there is no seeing.
Why not?
Because citta can experience an object one at a time.
And then
it falls away. And a new citta will be followed.
is it dangerous or danger? Just arise and falls away, never to arise again. From nothing, and then something, and then nothing again. Why? Is it so pleasant, so good, benefit, or it's gone? Whatever arises gone instantly. So why just arise and gone?
这边呢，刚刚从什么叫死亡啊，后来回答说，就是法的升起灭去，这个就是死亡啊。那回到心哈，再次再强调什么是心，就是那个去念的，它升起灭去，下一个心才会再升起哦。那么老师就问，那现在有心吗？有什么心呢？耳是。那重点就是耳是它要升起，否则声音不会被听到，对不对？那听的时候有没有看呢？不会。看的时候会不会听呢？不会，因为每一刻只有一个心哦，它只能经验一个所缘，因为有个心所让它只能专注一个所缘而已。所以每一次只有一个心经验一个所缘就灭去了。那升起就灭去，老师就问说，那这个有什么？就是它是为什么要一直升起灭去？他的意就是说，这危不危险？升起就灭去，一个接着一个，不会再升起，不会再回来了，它危险吗？
From the moment of birth on and on, that reality just arises and falls away non-stop. So what is better than that? Which arises and gone instantly all the time, very quickly. What is better? Or it's better to have such moment on and on and on. Just arise and then gone, never to arise again. What is better?
What is better is
Than just arise and falls away instantly all the time.
It is better not to arise and not to fall away.
So one can see the danger of that which arises and falls away. See, nothing at all, just arise and falls away. So what is better? Not to arise anymore. Because understanding that it's not useful, it's dangerous just to arise and gone, right?
Yes,
No
Ajahn.
use at all.
好，这里的重点呢是老师说，现在就是升起就灭去，升起就灭去了。那这样子好吗？有没有比这更好的？那后来说不升起了，不灭去了是更好的，是不是比较好的哦？比这个好。那所以老师再回到危险了，这个升起灭去，升起灭去了，这个有什么好？那所以这个是在告诉我们，这个的什么都没有，一升起就灭去，升起就灭，什么都没有。可是我们却当成有。那什么比这个好？
But the truth of the arising and falling away of whatever is now happening, arising and falling away, does not appear yet. So that is attachment from the moment of seeing on and on and on, non-stop.
这个升起灭去，升起灭去，其实什么都没有，这件事情并没有被真的知道，所以就有贪爱，它就变成贪爱升起的一个原因的条件了，不断的去抓着那个其实什么都没有的。
So what is there is not as you wish or want at all. Is it dukkha not to have such as you like at all? Permanent, because all are not permanent.
Yes, Ajahn, it is dukkha.
But no one can see the danger of the arising and falling away. That is so useless. What's the use of that which is conditioned? It cannot be anything at all, no person, no being, no thing at all. Just that which is conditioned to arise and it falls away. If there's no understanding of the truth, how can there be the understanding of it? So useless. Why? Just arise and falls away from long time ago and on and on and on endlessly, or a dukkha, because nothing is permanent.
如果智慧能够看到升起就灭去的这个真相呢，那就会了解它是没有用的。这个一升起就灭去，要有什么用呢？所以根本就没有什么在那里，有什么好抓住的呢？就会看到这个危险。
But no understanding of what is what, so true, there can be ignorance and attachment to that which is not known as it's not permanent at all. Each moment.
那如果没有智慧了解，当然就是因为会有无明，无明跟贪爱，要去抓住那个其实是生灭的，可是却被当成是恒常的，不知道它是无常的，以为有个人跟东西在那里哦。
So when it does not appear as it is, that can be just taking it by shape and form and the continuation from moment to moment as something and someone all the time.
这也是为什么在智慧没有看到法的生灭之前呢，我们会把那个形状呢，一刻接着一刻呢，当成是在那里的，真的有一个什么人跟东西在那里，而去贪爱之去。
So learn to have more confidence of the truth in order to let go attachment and ignorance from that which is not there anymore when it's had gone.
所以这也是为什么我们一点一点的了解现在在那里的法的真相啊，否则怎么可能再慢慢的会能够舍离呢？
So is there enough understanding of that which arises to experience the object right now or anytime?
所以现在有足够的了解，现在或任何时刻升起去经验的那个法，也就是心哦。
So why does one listen to the truth of this moment?
我们为什么要听闻现在这一刻的真相是什么呢？
Not just to do anything, but to understand firmer and firmer, more confidence of the truth of what is there is gone instantly.
是为了建立了解那个信心能够一点一点的更为坚定，在那里的真相，不管是什么样的法，它其实升起就灭了，已经不在那里了。
Is this true?
这是真的吗？
Yes, Ajahn, it is true.
So is it you who understand or a reality which can understand the truth of what is there little by little?
It is the reality that understands, not I.
So is there any understanding of that which now sees?
The understanding is still very weak.
But is there any understanding of that which sees now?
There is a little understanding of seeing now.
So it's not patipati, it is only the intellectual understanding about what is there that can be realized. When there's more understanding, letting go ignorance of what is taken for something, to understand the truth that there is nothing as being or things permanent at all.
那么老师刚刚问说，基本上那个去了解有没有一点了解了？有，但是那个去了解的是你吗？不是哦，那个了解的是一个法，也就是智慧这个法， 老师继续问，那现在对于那个去看的有没有了解？那后来说一点点，就是一点点了解而已。那基本上我们对于演示，如果还没有直接经验什么是演示的时候呢，那么我们当然目前就是在理智上去了解这个演示是什么。
So is this Dhamma?
Yes, Ajahn, it is Dhamma.
Why?
Because it is it arises and falls away instantly. It is
Because it's not anyone or anything at all, right?
yes, Ajahn.
It is as it is. So is that just one kind of Dhamma?
There are Nama and Rupa. There are two kinds of Dhamma.
So what is Nama now?
There is hearing and seeing now.
Just in a moment, please.
There is hearing now.
Okay. What is there as well, which is not hearing?
Excuse me, Ajahn, what is the question?
What is there now, which is not hearing at moment of hearing? What is there at this moment of hearing, which is not the hearing?
At the moment of hearing, there cannot be touching, there cannot be seeing.
So
后来老师是说，听的那一刻呢，有听在那里，对不对？那还有什么在那里，但它不是那个 hearing。听的那一刻有哪些？
还有什么在那里不是 hearing？
比如声音呢
Oh, there is a rupa, like sound.
or it has to be sound only at
Yes,
moment of
Ajahn.
hearing, right?
Yes, Ajahn.
And what is the difference between the sound and hearing?
Hearing is nama and sound is rupa.
What is meant by nama and what is meant by rupa?
Nama is that which experience and rupa is that which is experience.
So is that the understanding of that which hears now?
Yes, Ajahn, there is some understanding of that which hears now.
So please tell about the truth of hearing.
Because at the moment of hearing, there are chitta and other jatasikas that arise with chitta.
So what citta is there?
Hearing.
So at that moment, hearing is citta itself, right?
Yes, Ajahn.
Why?
Chitta is hearing. Because chitta is the chief of experiencing. It is the one who can experience, and it is accompanied by jatasika which helps chitta to experience.
So now again, what is there at moment of hearing?
There is sounds at the moment of hearing.
Only sound or what?
There is hearing, there is sound, there is chatasika that accompanies the hearing, which is chitta.
Again, please.
At the moment of hearing, there is chitta, chatasika, and rupa.
What chitta is there?
Hearing.
Okay. So at moment of hearing, one begins to understand the characteristic of that which hears, right?
Yes,
But
Ajahn.
no one there at all. Only a reality which arises from birth on and on, each moment, experience whatever is there appearing. As sound now appears because a reality arises, and that which arises experiences sound, otherwise the sound cannot be heard or appear at all. So any moment of hearing, is there someone or some people or anyone at all? Or no one at all?
There is no one at all at the moment of hearing.
Again, and at that very moment of hearing, is there something else appearing to?
At the moment of hearing, there is just sound and the chitta and chatasika.
No seeing, no thinking, no light, no earth, no sun, no moon, no world, etc.
Yes, it just experience the sound. There is the thinking is the thinking occurs after hearing.
So just a moment of experiencing an object, there cannot be anything else appear at all, only sound, is that right?
Yes, Ajahn.
Is it the absolute truth of the truth, never change?
Yes, Ajahn.
Can it appear as that?
For now, it does not appear clear yet.
Can it appear just only that which hears and sound only? Nothing at all. Only that which appears.
For now, it does not appear well yet.
Can it?
Yes, it can. It can be experienced.
How and why and when, see, without understanding, to let go, attention to other things together, one after the other, as something by nimitta, the shape and form. You cannot let go the idea of something and I and patient and friends and everything there in the world. So there must be the firm confidence of the truth of just a moment. What is there in truth? So that it can appear by way of nimitta, not just one single moment, but many moments as seeing now, many times of seeing. Otherwise, what appears now cannot appear as something or many things at once as soon as one opens up one's eyes. Is that true?
Yes, Ajahn.
When there's no understanding, what is there?
When there is no...
Ajahn, maybe we could continue next weekend, next Sunday about...
Okay.
温生，你翻译一下呢？
好，等一下翻译，先确定一下。Yes. So,
So
thank you,
sorry.
Ajahn.
สวัสดีค่ะ
Sawadee
Thank you.
You John
Thank you,
Sarah,
Sarah. Thank you, John.
Yes.
อาจารย์
See you
Appreciate
next
it.
time.
Thank
we
you,
have a
everyone.
short
อาจารย์
have a
ค่ะ
short
โทษ
break
นะ
before the
คุณ
next
จอ
discussion
ห์นคุณวินเซนต์อนุโมทนาค่ะ
Sometimes I think we all forget the time. And
Thank
we
you,
just
Sonara.
see you next time.
see
Well
you
done,
see you
Ruthie.
next
Well done,
Anyway,
Ruthie.
you did great.
bye
Yeah.
bye bye thank you Azita good to see you Meta OK 刚刚的大壮希望翻译一下哈，我就翻译一下。好，刚刚慧兰你还记得多少？你要不要讲一下你的比较深刻的老师的问答，让你觉得很深刻的